Winter Championships. It's a nice little event in Dallas, Texas that's going to be massive, and you guys all need to be there. If you're not there, I will be personally offended because it's going to be fantastic. And if you're within an hour or two drive or something, there's going to be people from your area going as well. Don't be afraid to try to carpool or anything because it's going to be an amazing event. Of course, the Winter Season Showdowns, this is just a pre-event. This is just the preseason, essentially, because we're trying to find out which players belong at that event. And the event is going to be spectacular. So if you're intending on going, be sure to buy your pass online. You get 15 bucks off if you buy it online versus at the door, 50 bucks at the door. So take advantage of that right now, store.majorleaguegaming.com. Of course, you're currently watching the Winter Season Showdowns, a best of 5 between Killer and QXC. And we're about to enter a game where Killer might be able to book his ticket to the championship event, but QXC, he is capable of winning against Killer, I think, absolutely. There are times when I'm watching these games and I'm like, you know what, QXC, he could win this. Definitely.
I mean, that last game, I feel if he knew about the third, he would have taken out that Marine attack.
Yeah.
With the third being significantly further from the Roach rally, if that Marine attack hit the third, it would have died for sure. It almost killed a natural, and that was when Roaches were popping out all amidst the Marines right into action. So if he just knew about that base, he would have won that last game. In the first game, I mean, you can never say a 42-minute game is one-sided, because if it's one-sided, it's going to end in 10 minutes, right? It's not going to. that was very, very a very intense game one. So QXC, you know, he's down 0-2, but he's got a lot of skill, and look at those last 2 games. He's got to have confidence as well.
See what happens. Of course, this is game number 3 in this best of 5. QXC must win 3 games in a row. He is your red Terran player in the bottom left-hand location. His opponent, Killer, from Clarity Gaming, hails in the bottom left-hand location. If he wins this game, he is in to the Winter Season, the Winter Championship in Dallas, Texas on March 15th. And he has been showing some great play throughout this entire series, showing a lot of patience and, you know, a lot of nifty ninja tactics, I guess I'll call it that. Not quite Frodo Baggins tactics, but ninja tactics all the same. All right.
It looks like QXC's going for that command center first. A build, my favorite TVZ build, my favorite TV anything build, of course, is command center first. SCVs are always your best friends. And this is a map in Tomb Valley that historically Wings of Liberty is slightly favoring Terran here. I mean, it's a lot harder as it gets in the mid game and the late game for Zerg to really work those speeding counterattacks and deny your Terran bases. But on the other hand, draw play can be very, very strong as the Zerg tries to go past 4 bases into 5 and 6. So in a late game situation, Terran can really split them out with planetaries and work the mobility game very, very, very well. But that's not to say QXC's out of the water. I mean, these are just small little advantages you have on a map like this. And Killer is shown that on Daybreak, he knows how to play a late game in Heart of the Storm.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Really inspirational play there from Killer. Pretty much shutting down QXC as the game went along. Of course, lots of statements can be made about Widow Mines, not Widow Mines.
I was especially impressed.
Yeah.
With how he dealt with Seeker missiles. I mean, yeah, there's a couple situations where all his guys got blown up, but he did a lot of. I mean, there was like 40 Seeker missiles launched that game, and there was a good number of them that, you know, he was picking out the units being Seeker, riding them away, or even riding them towards QXC's army to get the Seekers to hit his own units. So overall, you know, Killer was microing fastly and furiously in that late game, and that's part of what led him to win that game on Daybreak.
And of course, for people who don't know, the Hunter Seeker, once you shoot it, if your opponent moves out of range, the Hunter Seeker will fizzle away and just fall off. The energy will be expended for the spell, but the Hunter Seeker won't actually go anywhere. So Hunter Seekers nowadays, very micro-intensive situations as far as, all right, if you see your unit is targeted, it will turn red. Your unit will turn red. Generally, you're going to select that unit and run away as fast as you can so that the Hunter Seeker will fizzle away and will not follow. Of course, if a Terran player, you know, expends a lot of Hunter Seekers and all the units run away, that's a bunch of energy just thrown out the window. So one of them are, you got to be really careful as a Terran player when you actually decide to utilize those. So if anyone has any questions regarding those, hopefully that covers it. And if you're just now tuning in, if you missed Game 1, the VOD will be available, youtube.com/official MLGSE2 1080p HD. So definitely take advantage of that. The first 2 games were pretty spectacular. Definitely want to go back and watch this.
QXC opening very similar to how you open on Daybreak. Very fast 2 factories after that command center first. Now he's going to be, or actually Daybreak I believe was a It wasn't
Reaper?
Command Center first. Yeah, it was Reaper expand.
Yeah.
But
I
very
have seen this
fast 2
before.
factories after your basic expansion.
Yeah.
Is the idea. And I think you might go for that blue flame again. Tech Lab is going to be landing on that second factory. He's got only 1 Marine bunker, but that's going to cut it. Or is it? Look at this
Oh my
horde of
gosh.
Zerglings crossing the map. Speed is about to finish.
No Baneliness, is there?
No, this is just, there's no gasping mine after Speed, but Killer wants to get something done early.
Oh, I think QXC might have scouted that.
Well, he sees the Speed, so these Hellions should be retreating, but
Oh,
no. QXC's
no.
being bold, and a
Oh,
little bit of a
Ninja
mistake on his
slippery
round.
Hellions there. Gonna squeeze out of those Zerglings, and now QXC knows exactly what's going on.
Yeah, those Hellions are going to be taken out, but his other Hellions should be rallied to stay in the main, or at least one of them is. The bunker can be repaired. The SCVs have got to huddle near the cliff edge, because if they're on near the cliff edge, the Hellions can protect them from high ground.
I think QXC might be fine here.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be fine, losing like a couple SCVs and a couple Hellions, but not bad at all.
Lots of drones coming out behind this for Killer, though, so not an all-in by any means.
No, and what's important to notice is actually this is a significantly less of a commitment than, for example, that Roach attack.
Yeah.
You can see a lot of speediness, but remember, he didn't have to build a Roach Warren. He's
No
just
gas.
building right now.
Well, only the 100 gas for speed, of
Yeah,
course.
exactly. So it's actually not that much money to Zerg spent there. He was able to get the map control, kill a couple of Hellions, kill a couple of Zerglings. So I'd say QXC's is happy with things went out, but Killer is not like overly sad about it either.
No, of course not. And QXC sending a lot of Hellions forward here, trying to get a good amount of damage done to counter aggression. We 3 Roaches in production, 12 Leagues in production here from Killer, only 1 Queen at the natural though. Let's see if QXC tries to sneak into the natural, sneak into the main base. Drones are not going to be on the run, dude. Not want to take any damage,
they
but
have nowhere to run.
some great shots there from QXC. A lot of drones going down. This is exactly what he wanted, exactly what he needs in a best of 5 where he is down 2-0 and he needs to win 3 in a row. Drone kills like that makes you so happy. Oh, only 8 work.
It looked like
I
a
thought
lot.
it was a lot more,
Yeah,
man.
it did look like a
looked
lot.
like 20. I'm
He
very
did
surprised
get
to see 8.
a lot of speedings as well involved in that. So I think QXC is still happy the way things are going out. His third is halfway done, but Killer, his third is already complete. His lair's on the way. QXC looks like he's going a bio tank here, actually. He's got 1 factory tank, adding in Stimpack, adding in double engineering base for his upgrades. He's still continuing the Hellion production, which I actually do like to see. You can turn those into Hellbats later, and the Hellbat Marine tank force is a very scary force indeed.
Oh, yes, it is. And Marine try to track down this Overlord. Very offended that he's scouting his main base there. So the Marine will get rid of that in due time. Meanwhile, Hellions go to the middle of the map. Gonna spot some Roaches, but gonna go straight to his opponent's natural expansion, but gonna spot many more units. So might just try to kite away here, taking out some more Zerglings, trying to get us around his Killer. QXC's micro's pretty darn good, and he should be able to sneak away. Might lose
even.
1.
Oh,
2.
the Hellions are all starting to collapse.
Yeah,
2
that
still
was
do.
almost brilliant, but
Oh, yeah,
still
almost
good.
brilliant.
Still, yeah, still good.
Killer's going to be happy he did get the override in, though. QXC's Marine did take it out, but it critically saw the fact that QXC's going bio behind it. So up to this point, Killer couldn't be exactly sure if it was a bio or a mech follow-up to the Hellion opening. And so he's going to progress to the Spire, figuring Mutas are a good answer to bio. But look at this from QXC, stopping the tank production to go double reactors on both of his factories.
Also adding 4...
Or actually, one of those is going to go to the starport, I assume.
Starport or barracks?
There's so many buildings.
4 barracks in production there at the moment.
QXC's base is just
an
like,
armory.
it's like this giant project. It's like watching all the towers of Dubai come up at once.
He's running out of
massive
space.
money investment.
He's running out of space in there too, to be honest.
Yes, yeah. See, he is, but he's moving to a 3rd base pretty soon. Just now, the orbital lifting up, creating some extra space. Always expanding, creating new little pockets where you can construct more things.
Oh, Marine to be able to take down that Zergling there at that 3rd base, sending that that command center over there to orbital command over there to land at the 3rd. Hellion's gonna try to sneak back this hallway, but Roach is gonna be there to greet them, and they're gonna be turned away. You are not allowed, Mr. Hellions. You will kill our drones, which we do not want you to do. So the Roach is able to have control over that hallway for now. 1-1 about to finish, but 12 mutas now in production here from Killer.
And
see back home turrets.
No turrets. He hasn't seen
am I?
anything to give him a reason to suspect mutas, except for the fact that the Roach count hasn't increased. That should make him naturally slightly suspicious. He does have some widow mines, but they're out in the middle of the map.
Yeah, they are.
Middle of the map widow mines are, I mean, actually, it's possible.
This could be effective against
Yeah,
mutas
if the mutas run over there and
frolic over those.
And the
widow mines.
Zerg player would not suspect that location most likely. Wait, an Overseer clearing the way. Great, is it going to see them? No, just barely missing those widow mines, so if the mutas try to meet up, But no, they're going to converge all the natural. Another Overseer escorting them to make sure no Widow Mines are there either.
QXC running away as fast as he can, going to be stimming the bio, and now we're in a situation where the Mutas might run over those Widow Mines if they try to go toward the third base. Looks like they might try to sneak into the main.
That's definitely a possibility. The Overseer might go down, but it barely escapes. Muta's still trying to do good damage.
Stimming a lot, actually, and Killer is just going to be happy to turn around and target these down. They are 1-1, but no medevac support above them. There we go. The medevac's popping out, going to try to help keep these Marines alive. Now only 2, though, and now the Muta's going to go into the main base. QXC having a bit of trouble dealing with this.
He is a lot at the same time. Killer defending the counterattack of the Hellions very well. The Roaches not taking any damage there. And the Mutas are now in the main. Yeah,
there's a turret there, so QXC will be able to target or to repair that turret to try to, keep his defenses strong in the main. And yes, there goes that.
Guys, repair! Repair QXC, it's burning. Okay, there we go. Just getting repaired down. But now the Mutas in natural again. And there's still no turret or Marines there. 2 Widow Mines scuttling forward. If they can cut the Mutas off. No drilling claws though. One of them goes down, but the other one, not quite able to did it. Muta's able to escape that range just in time.
Yeah, it's really close. Another second, and QXC would have had a lot of damage. Muta's on his hands, and now QXC going to try to send Marines once again to deal with this, having so much trouble. He's going to lose both of his gases in his main. It looks like the Hellions were cleaned up in the middle of the map. Lots of Zerglings and Roaches there from Killer, but remember, we have these Widow Mines in the middle here, and I don't think Killer necessarily knows about it.
No, he's had, he's done a great job of sitting, he's got 3 Overseers sent every which way except there. This one Overseer might be taken out here. Change lanes, protect me. Now, of course, Widow Mines do not realize it changes. Oh, the Mutas!
Nice.
2 of them taken out, the rest of them significantly hurt. Roaches coming here to take out these Widow Mines, but both the Roaches taken out. And you know what? It's like, sure, you kill the Widow Mines, but they're the same price as Roaches, right? So, at best, your cost even. You can't have a cost-inefficient Widow Mine. I mean, well, you can, but it's got to be crazy circumstance. And look at this. Killer, 15 more Mutas on the way.
Oh, wow.
This is something you wouldn't expect, committing this hard to Mutas against a Terran who already has Widow Mines on the map. QXC with this small force out here, if he gets caught off guard by the Mutas with the right amount of Roach support, this army could be taken out.
Baneling's also being added into the mix here from Killer. He's on approaching 5 bases, getting that 9th and 10th gas there at the 5th. So definitely keep an eye on that. Of course, Killer going to be really prioritizing the gases because he wants more Mutas, he wants more Banelings. But here we go, Killer going to try to go for a flank. QXC going to try to split up the Marine Spottage. Tanks getting in the way a little bit, going to try to target fire down the Banelings. But look at this splitting from QXC. Insane Marine control, but Killer still has so many Banelings and Mutas left. So much Zerg engaging, not as much Terran. And no matter how good the micro was from QXC, still going to get torn apart by that Zerg army with 62 more Lings in that production tab. QXC forced to try to hold against this ridiculous force with just a few units of his natural.
And the Mutas are going for the tanks. There's so many Mutas. Banelings hitting the SCVs in the 3rd, knocking a good number of those out. Roaches in there as well. The Mutas are finally being driven back by a small quadrant of Marines, but the Roaches are there to support them. And there's just so many Mutas. Killer's been able to keep them alive so effectively throughout this game.
Killer of 175 to 122 in supply, 18 more Banelings in production, 2-2 on the way, Hive about halfway complete. QXC has plenty of command centers, but not a massive ground army. More Lings going to be swinging in here. QXC trying to find a place around, but no, the Banelings going to go for a flank, and Killer is going to go for everything, going to kill what remains of QXC's army here at the National Expansion. And there's the GG from QXC. Killer takes the 3-0 victory. He books his trip to the Winter Championship event. Inspiring play from the Zerg player, to be completely honest, and he might make a deep run at the championship event.
That's a beautiful game by Killer. I mean, he expanded so aggressively throughout that whole game, and he was able to protect it from the Hellions. The one time we thought the Hellions got in there, got a lot of kills, they actually didn't get that many. The drone micro was great, continuing to take a 4th of the speed time, even at a 5th base up there at the end, and that just fueled this giant Zerg army that QXC could not compete with.
Another game where QXC seemed a little bit caught a little bit off guard by those Mutas, and I love the confidence in Killer's ability and his confidence in his ability to market the Mutas. Not straying away from them. He just kept making more and more and more, even though those Widow Mines were on the field, and he was able to get that great engagement in the middle of the map. QXC had great splitting, great control there, but Killer just had so much. I mean, he was on, 5 bases, 10 gases. And when you're a Zerg player with that many bases, your opponent's only on 3, it's scary, the amount of Zerg units you can get on the field.
Definitely. And Killer proved that game. convincingly smashing QXC's army and pushing forward to take the win on in Tomb Valley.
All right, well, that concludes this edition of the Winter Season Showdowns. Again, thank you all for watching, and congratulations to Killa for taking the 3-0 over QXC. QXC, he played well. He showed signs of brilliance, but just not able to have enough to take down Killer. So hopefully in the future we'll see more from QXC, because always an exciting player to watch, an exciting player to root for as well. So guys, that does it for today. Remember, tune in pretty much every single day at 5 p.m. Eastern, and we will be here live on twitch.tv/MLGSC2. Also, if you missed anything, youtube.com/official MLGSC2. That being said, thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.